So the Jim Rohn quote of like, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Now, whether this is scientifically proven or not, who knows? But we all have seen through experience that, look, if you surround yourself with 5 losers, you will be the 6th. Why is it that our environment has such an impact on our outcomes? And I think it's a function of you start modeling the behaviors of the people around you. So that's why environment's such a powerful thing. So meaning that if people are talking about gossip and nonsense, then that's what you're going to talk about. And if they're talking about all the things that they're not able to do and all the barriers that stand in their way and how everything's outside of their control and what the economy is and who is president, and they just have like this very external locus of control when life just happens to them, right? It's a kind of a very much like a victim mindset of they're just so unlucky. All these bad things keep happening and there's nothing they can do about it. That's one thing. You're going to be surrounding yourself with that. That's going to be your feedback loop too. Alternatively, if you surround yourself with people that are very growth-minded, that have an internal locus of control where it's not just life happens to me, it is all about how do I respond or how these obstacles actually are creating opportunities. And they're talking about ideas and strategy and leadership and culture. Now you start modeling that type of thinking as well. You start thinking, okay, maybe I'm not a victim. Maybe these are things that are happening not to me, but rather for me. And they're what are allowing me to grow and evolve and become the person I must become to achieve the thing that I want to achieve. And that's a very, very empowering mindset. And I would also say that if you are the most successful person in your circle, well, then you're not going to have a whole lot to learn from other people. Now, again, the definition of success. If we're talking about financial success, if you are like by far the most financially successful person in your circle, well, then you're probably not going to be able to learn as much from other people in that environment about how to achieve greater financial success. Alternatively, let's say you're the greatest financial success in your circle, but you're trying to become a better parent. An example being like Elon Musk. If he was in a mastermind on parenting, yes, he would be the most financially successful, but he would not be the best parent. So he would have a lot to learn. So again, there's different metrics of success, and it really depends on what you're trying to achieve, but it's surrounding yourself with people that are either ahead of you, that are more successful than you, that have learned more lessons than you. Generally, you see this even in like the best partnership structures in organizations is generally the fact that either there's a partner who has more money than you, or a partner who has more skills than you, or a partner who has more time than you, okay? And if you are all three, you've got the more money, more skills, and more time than everyone, then the partnership is not very valuable because what's everyone else bringing to the table? There has to be something complementary in each of those areas. So I think that that's the most important thing of surrounding yourself with the right people. Oftentimes, it's not so much of an additive process so much as it is a subtracting people that do not add that sort of value. So meaning that if somebody does not support you, if they're not an advocate for you, if they don't want to see you win and celebrate your wins, then they're going to be an anchor and they're going to hold you back. And being protective of this is one of the most important things that you can do if you're trying to be successful. I mean, I look at it from the converse standpoint. If you just allow your environment to dictate itself, you're just allowed to create itself by default, not by design, well, then you're going to be a slave to whatever that environment is. You're going to have to work against the laws of physics. And in true inertia, you may have all these detractors around you, disguised as friends, these same critics and skeptics that are essentially either bad-mouthing you, criticizing you, holding you back, working against you. The amount of energy that you have to exert to just break out away from that. I mean, think about it. It's hard enough to grow a business and grow your law firm and solve those problems. It's even harder when you have a bunch of anchors holding you back. I mean, trying to climb up a mountain with a bunch of ankle weights and actual anchors themselves. I mean, it's harder to do that than with a jetpack.